On News Hour tonight, Governor Okpebholo visits Kano, pledges justice for Uromi killings victims.
Jagora Abunkoyi ya sha alkebba fara mai kokowa ga sarkin lema.
Grand Durbar thrills residents as Asian's tradition unfolds. Jalingo market sees unexpected drop in grain prices. And on the foreign scene, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso introduced 0.5% import levy. Good evening and welcome to News Hour. My name is Dorcas Yakobuzala. Amid fears of reprisal attacks in Kano following the Uromi killings, Governor of Edo State, Monday Okpebholo on Monday visited Kano State Governor Abba Kabir and families of the victims. Speaking at the Kano State Government House, Governor Okpebholo revealed that significant progress had been made in apprehending those responsible for the killings. In his response, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State expressed his gratitude for the swift response from Governor Okpebholo, acknowledging his decisive actions following the tragic attack.
We have so far arrested about 14 people in connection of the killings of these people. The Inspector General have directed the DIG, CID, at the force headquarters, Abuja, to take over the investigation. Because of the holiday, these people, after the holiday, these people will be transferred to Abuja for further interrogation and more arrests will be made.
My prayer on behalf of the families, on behalf of the good people of the state, I know you have started taking action like we said. Many of them were apprehended. We will want to see them physically paraded so that Nigerians and the families could see them to know, yes, they were apprehended. That, Your Excellency, will go a long way in making the families and their own brothers happy.
Now, earlier, Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo paid a condolence visit to the Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, over the killings of travelers in Uromi in Ishan North-East local government area of Edo State. The governor was at the Maitama residence of the Deputy President of the Senate in Abuja on Monday. This is contained in a statement by the Special Advisor to the Deputy President of the Senate on Media and Publicity, Ismail Mudashir, on Monday. The governor extended his condolences to the Deputy President of the Senate, who is from Kano State, pledging that the state government will assist the families of the victims. According to the statement, the Kano State governor disclosed that 14 suspects arrested in connection with the killings of the travelers are going to be taken to Abuja for further interrogation. While assuring that the perpetrators will face the full wrath of the law, he described the killings of the innocent travelers as unfortunate and condemnable. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has demanded justice for those who were gruesomely killed in Uromi, Edo State on Thursday last week, describing the killing of travelers as senseless and unacceptable. He reacted in a statement made available to journalists on Monday, insisting that such lawlessness should not have a place in the society. 16 travelers of northern extraction were murdered in Uromi, Edo State, by a suspected mob. Akpabio's statement, released by his special assistant on media, Jackson Udom, was among the swell of reactions trailing the killing of travelers. Akpabio urged Nigerians to always work towards uniting the nation and promoting peace at all times, stressing that such dastardly acts should not be tolerated for any reason anywhere in the country. The Katsina and Daura Emirates have marked day 2 of Salah, the festivities, with a call on residents to eschew violence and focus attention on economic activities that could improve their livelihood. The two emirs and Governor Dikko Ratda advocated resilience and commitment in improving the economic status of the state in order to guarantee the well-being of the citizens. The reports.
It was indeed a celebration gala in Katsina, as this colorful procession in company of drummers, singers and dancers led the emirs, enthusiastic onlookers and residents to the government house Katsina to pay homage to the governor.
Katsina, being the home of hospitality, is home to all Nigerians, irrespective of ethnic or religious background. What we are witnessing in some quarters highlights the ignorance of some people. I urge you to embrace one another, support one another, and work hard towards actualizing your dreams.
Indeed, it is a matter of great pride to note that the iconic Sallah Doba, a cherished tradition that has endured for over two decades. The Sallah Doba is not merely a festival. It is a testimony of our deep-rooted culture, our resilience as a people, our unwavering commitment to peace and harmony. The magnificent display of horsemanship, vibrancy of our traditional attire, and the melodies of our folk music are replicate of the beauty of our identity and pride we take in doing so.
Shortly after the speeches by both the emirs of Katsina and Daura, kept by the governor's remarks, the entertainment part of the Sallah Daba took the rest of the day. The colorful processions of the emir and district heads caught the attention of the enthusiastic guests at the venue and along Nagogo Road, who for several hours waited to catch a glimpse of the emir's entourage. This performance, singers and dancers added color to this year's Sallah Daba in Katsina. The Hawan Sarki, which started since 1903, is one of the cultural heritages being preserved by Katsina Emirate Council, and this year's Daba has been described by many as one of the most spectacular in recent history. While in Daura, the Hawan Daushe, which held on Monday evening, attracted the attention of people from within and outside the state, and even from the neighboring Niger Republic. The Emir, Faruk Umar Faruk, in line with the cultural provisions, paid homage to Gidan Magajia, one of the famous royal houses in Daura, beside the Emir's palace. At first, the Emir's entourage, adorned in traditional attires and royal regalia, exhibit rare sportsmanship as they skillfully rode on horseback and move through some major streets, exchanging pleasantries and prayers with his subject. The colorful Hawan Daushe procession in Daura included drummers, singers, dancers, as well as other performers. The two emirates of Katsina and Daura are exceptionally regarded as major custodians of Hausa Fulani traditions in northern Nigeria and West African sub-region. Hence, they have continued to earn respect for doing so.
Eid al-Fitr celebrations in Dutse Emirates, Jigawa State, are usually a spectacular display of tradition, joy, and community bonding. This year was not different as the festivities commenced with Muslims gathering at mosques and open prayer grounds for special congregational prayers. Trust TV's Rabiu Ali attended the Durbar celebration and filed in this report.
The Eid Fitr celebration in Dutse Emirate are closely tied to the Sarkin Dutse Durbar festival, which showcased the Emirates' rich cultural heritage. The festival features elaborate displays of cultural grandeur, with the Emir of Dutse presiding over the occasion. Some people from overseas, such as Italy, Finland, among others, have also visited the Emirates to witness the Durbar festival, which held in Garu Emir's Palace in Dutse.
It is amazing. It is very energetic. All the people are very happy, very friendly. It's been an amazing experience, and I would love to come back, and I would invite people from other cultures to definitely come visit.
I find the festivities very impressive. The horses, the camels, all the sounds, the beautiful costumes, all the colors, dancing.
In my opinion, it's amazing because it's not my first time here. I've been here twice. Last year, I went to Kano to see the Durbar because I love the tradition of Nigeria, especially of this kind of part of Nigeria.
Visitors from other states also expressed their joy as they witnessed this year's festival in Dutse.
This festivity is a really great and nice festivity. I really love everything happening about it, from the Doba, the running of the horses, how they come in. I just loved every bit of it.
This festival is a very nice festival. Though this is my first time coming to Garu because of the festival, but I like it very well. So I'm going to pray for long life of the well-being of this state and of our king. And I'm going to say that may many years of this festival come again, may we witness many years of it, and may the Almighty Allah accept all our ibadah.
Despite security concerns, the Eid Fitr festivities in Jigawa State, including Dutse Emirate, were generally peaceful as authorities deployed security personnel to ensure a safe and joyful celebration. The celebrations in Dutse Emirate serve as a testament to the community's resilience and commitment to their cultural heritage. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
The Emir of Zazzau, Ahmad Nuhu Bamali, has cautioned district heads against unfair and unjust treatment to subjects. The Emir gave the warning while delivering his Salah message shortly after observing Eid al-Fitr prayer during Hawan Salah at his palace in Zaria. The reports.
Bamali explained that there are frequent complaints of injustice and maltreatment of subjects, especially Fulanis from various districts of the Emirate, saying that such injustice must stop, otherwise the Emirate will take drastic action on any erring district head. I want to inform the district and village heads of reported cases of injustice, especially against the Fulanis, because we will not tolerate it anymore. I want to implore all those affected by the injustice and unfair treatment to report such cases to the palace. The police are getting tired of intervening. Therefore, whoever maltreats you, be it district, village or ward head, do not hesitate to report such to the palace. And I can assure you that justice will be done by the grace of God. He added that the warning also affects village and ward heads who are fond of treating their subjects unfairly. He emphasized the need for unity among people of the Emirate for rapid socio-economic development. While congratulating Muslims faithful on Salah celebration, the Emir emphasized the need to support leaders with prayers to enable them serve the people effectively. We want you to support the government's positive transformation of our communities. We also want to appreciate all our legislators, especially the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Ian Zazo, for providing succor to our people, particularly through the distribution of food items to our people. All other legislators are also very supportive. We encourage them to continue to compliment the state governor on his positive transformation drive. Bamali further applauded the effort of the security operatives in the Emirate and reminded citizens that security is a collective responsibility, hence the need for maximum support and cooperation to rid the society from evil. From Zaria, Abubakar Sadiq Mohammed, Trust TV News.
In Gombe State, the Grand Salah Durbar is more than just a celebration. It's a cherished tradition that brings joy, culture, and history to the streets. Residents usually line up in nearby neighborhoods to greet the Emir on his way home from Eid ground and later converge at the Emir's palace as he receives traditional title holders for Salah homage. Hassan Koli has more.
The Salah Durbar is not just an event. It's a spectacle deeply woven in the heart of residents. As the Emir rides through the neighborhood mounted on his beautifully adorned horse, The atmosphere is electric with excitement. Young and old gather along the street, eager to catch the glimpse of the royal procession. The area, flanked by traditional title holders, showcases the rich heritage of the Gombe Emirate. Dressed in regal attire, they not only add color to the celebration, but also reinforce the importance of preserving cultural values.
Amma hawan sallah yana sa al'ummar Gombe nishadi.
This is the best part of Salah. Watching the emir and the beautifully decorated horses makes us proud of our traditions, and we really enjoy it.
Zai zagayo cross, mutane suna gani suna nishadi.
Actually, for many decades, Gombe Emirate Council is known for a colorful Daba, and the Emirate is still maintaining such a traditional or cultural legacy. It is still in our mind the Kaduna Centenary Daba, where the Emir of Gombe, Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Shawabakar III CFR, became the first in the Daba during the ceremony. So actually, the Daba in Gombe is very good, and people are being welcome to come and witness such a very historic and cultural event.
It's the best part of the Salah celebration. I remember as children, we were lifted by adults to see the emir, so that we can understand and appreciate our history. Traditional title holders emphasize that the Daba is more than a display, but a reminder of unity, leadership, and cultural pride.
And they are our forefathers. They've set a very solid foundation, which we are following. Our great-grandparents, they deliberately planned Gombe the way it is. That's why Gombe is exceptionally different from other states. This Doba that you are witnessing, over 3,000 horses, all dressed in their regalias and attires. You know, you can never see it anywhere. That's why all eyes is in Gombe. And how did we achieve this? Is because of the visionary emir that God has endowed Gombe with. Is an emir with wisdom, is an emir with foresight.
As the emir's procession moves on, the cheers continue, showing just how much the Salah Daba is valued by Gombe residents. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
In Port Harcourt, suspended River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has reassured residents that the ongoing political crisis would ultimately make them stronger, not weaker. He made the remark while hosting Muslim leaders from 20 Islamic groups, including the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, at his private residence in Port Harcourt as part of the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Speaking to the delegation, Fubara encouraged them and his supporters to remain steadfast and trust in God's plan, saying this season represents love, sharing, and sacrifice. According to a statement by his chief press secretary, Nelson Chukudi, Fubara reaffirmed his commitments to justice and equality, emphasizing his vision for a society free from oppression. He assured the Muslims that their pending requests would be addressed after the political situation stabilizes. Representing the Muslim Ummah, Nasir Awelebe Uho expressed unwavering support for Governor Siminalayi Fubara, assuring him of their prayers and solidarity amid the ongoing political crisis. The Chief of Staff to suspended River State Governor Edison Ehie has alleged that he was offered 5 billion naira to coordinate the impeachment of his principal. Speaking on Sunday, Ehie claimed he has evidence of the bribe offer stored on his phone. Ehie said the offer was made while he was serving as the majority leader of the River State House of Assembly. The Chief of Staff also denied claims that he orchestrated the October 30, 2023 bombing of the Rivers Assembly Complex on Fubara's orders. The allegation was made by a former head of service in the state, George Nweke, during a press conference last Friday. Nweke had alleged that he witnessed a bag of money being handed over to Ehie at the government house to execute the operation, though he admitted he did not know the amount inside. Dismissing the claims as false and politically motivated, Ehie said he had no hand and was not part of the burning down of the River State House of Assembly. This is News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up ahead. Lingo market sees unexpected drop in grain prices. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is News Hour on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Governor Okpebholo visits Kano, pledges justice for Uromi killings victims. Grand Durbar thrills residents as Asian tradition unfolds. Now moving on to more stories. Contrary to the typical trend of soaring prices during festive seasons, the cost of foodstuffs has noticeably decreased during the Ramadan season. This shift was confirmed by a market survey conducted by Trust TV at Jalingo Main Market and Kasuwan Gwari Tashanlao Vegetables Market. The report.
For several years, the approach of festive period have been marked by significant price hike, especially for food items. However, this year witnessed a reduction in prices of grains and other staples. Umar Yusuf, Nafiu Muhammad Abubakar, and Sanusi Muhammad, among other foodstuff sellers, reported a decrease in grain prices. Notably, vegetable prices, which had initially fallen, increased as the Eid period approached.
I am in the grain business, and businesses have decreased recently. For maize, we purchase it for 500 naira to 700 naira per measure, and then sell it for 800 naira. As for rice, we buy it at 1,600 naira and sell it for 1,800 naira. The price of beans has also fallen. We buy them for 2,000 naira and sell them at the same price. Or in some cases, we buy them for 2,000 naira and sell them for 3,000 naira. As a result of the festive period, the prices have increased. This is also because petrol is getting costlier. Usually, Gwari prices are not steady. In the morning, the prices sometimes increase but reduce in the afternoon, while sometimes they reduce in the morning and increase in the afternoon. Prices have decreased in the past 2 weeks, but in the last 10 days, the prices have increased to almost double the previous prices. Before the Salah period, it was cheaper because few people were purchasing it. But with the Salah approaching, the number of buyers increased. This is one of the reasons why the prices are high now. Every year is unique in terms of demand and supply.
Some residents who patronize the market shared the observations.
We faced some challenges in the last 2 days as prices of Gwari went up. What we bought at 5,000 or 6,000 is now 7,000 to 8,000 naira.
No, the price is normal. It's normal for now. So the things that are going to buy, I just come to the market now. But as yesterday that I come here, the things that I buy, the thing is normal. It's not costly like that. So like rice, yesterday before we are buying it 2,500, because of the issue of Salah, the rice has increased to 3,000 naira.
Ajiri Yakubu, the chairman of Green Sellers Association of Jalingo Main Markets, attributed the price reduction to the federal government's intervention in supplying agricultural goods and supports to farmers. He also credited the farmers' increased production of grains to the favorable market conditions.
The farmers are crying because they farm very cost. But when it is time for them to harvest and sell at cost price, then the government has made it possible to see that they are selling in cheap price. So they are crying for that.
Customers urge the government to subsidize fuel costs to further alleviate financial burdens on citizens.
Muslims in Maiduguri have expressed happiness over the sustained peace enjoyed in Borno State and a successful completion of the Ramadan fast. They, however, appeal to the federal and state governments to reduce the hardship caused by the cost of living to enable them enjoy the prevailing peace in the state. Trust TV's Bitrus Kuritsi has more on the prayers for the Eid al-Fitr celebration.
As early as 7 o'clock on Sunday morning, young and old in their numbers converged at the Ramat Square for the Eid prayers. This year's last day of Ramadan fast was attended by government officials, security chiefs, the Shehu of Borno, including the secretary to the state government, while Governor Zulum, his deputy, and Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima were conspicuously missing.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu
After the Eid prayers, some Muslims described the holy month as peaceful and expressed delight with the improved security enjoyed in the state. They are, however, worried about other affected states and the cost of living experienced in the country.
We are happy to witness this Salah. A lot of people came out for the prayers and the fasting was worth it. I am looking forward to next year's Salah. While we are experiencing relative peace, we pray that security challenges stop completely. The hardship has not been easy, so we also pray that God intervenes. My advice to people is that they should be cautious and watch their children and loved ones because the times are dangerous.
We thank God for showing us this great and wonderful day. As you can see now, I'm here inside Philo Square. We conclude our prayers for Eid prayers. Alhamdulillah. I'm really happy for this day.
The other state I had, the River State, even in Edo State, Benin City, they killed our northern people without doing anything. So I feel so bad.
The Eid al-Fitr celebration continued at the Shehu Palace with a Daba festival, a colorful horse traditional display to honor the Shehu. It was a showcase of horsemanship, music, and cultural traditions. The Daba festival has roots in pre-colonial traditions, including the importance of horses for military purposes and ceremonies in the Bornu Empire. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
In Adamawa State, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri has pledged to work closely with traditional rulers in the state to tackle the challenges of out-of-school children and security concerns. He made this commitment while receiving the Council of Emirs and Chiefs at the Government House in Yola during a Salah homage. Trust TV's Gibson Sowadigo reports.
The gathering was led by the Vice Chairman of the Council of Emirs and Chiefs, and Emir of Mubi, Alhaji Abubakar Isa Ahmadu. Addressing the traditional rulers, Governor Fintiri expressed gratitude to Almighty Allah for witnessing another Eid al-Fitr celebration marking the end of Ramadan. He also noted that this year's Ramadan coincided with the Christian Lenten season, convergence it described as a source of divine blessings for Adamawa State.
I want to count the blessing of Allah on Adamawa State and to say I'm proud of all of you for the support and the prayers that this government have been enjoying, which has seen no bound, and which has quadrupled our effort in ensuring that Adamawa gets to the next level as desired by all of us. We'll continue on that trajectory to continue to ensure that only the best that Adamawa deserves is provided for all of us. Let's go.
The governor urged citizens to embrace the lessons of Ramadan, love, peace, and respect, stressing that these values are essential for the state's progress and development. Speaking on behalf of the traditional rulers, the Emir of Mubi, Alhaji Abubakar Isa Ahmadu, congratulated the governor on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. He also commended Fintiri's commitment to infrastructural development across the state.
It is all good intention to create additional population in the state. By this doing, norms and tradition from the people are required. Partnership of people are purely on their culture. Norms and tradition of the country, the areas and chiefs remain paramount. For His Excellency to achieve more and develop more democracy development in Adamawa State. I wish His Excellency a happy Eid al-Fitr.
Meanwhile, the 21 local government chairmen of Adamawa State also paid a Salah homage to Governor Fintiri at the Government House in Yola. Gibson Soadigo, Trust TV News, Yola.
President Bola Tinubu on Sunday in Abuja explained that his administration removed the Federal Capital Territory FCT from the Treasury Single Account TSA to expedite development and enhance resident participation in governance. The president, who received FCT residents at the presidential villa for Salah homage, said the bureaucracy associated with the TSA was hampering infrastructure growth in the capital city and had to be reviewed for impact and progress. The report.
The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, led the residents during the homage. President Tinubu noted that freeing the FCT from the TSA restrictions have swiftly catalyzed infrastructure improvements and enhanced healthcare services and increased security measures. The president urged more tolerance, broad-mindedness, and patriotism from Nigerians.
We had the lessons of Ramadan. We must continue to abide with that. We must continue to share. You must continue to remember those less privileged people, the orphanage, the widows and widowers, the have-nots, believing that we can share both in joy and in time of needs.
FC Minister Nyesom Wike pledged his loyalty to the president and committed himself to developing the capital city, assuring that FCT will soon complete many projects.
This project is designed to improve infrastructure, economic opportunities, and overall quality of life, stand as evidence to the administration's commitment to national development.
The Vice President Kashim Shettima, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, and Minister of Information and National Relations Muhammad Idris attended the ceremony. The FCT delegation included members of the National Assembly, Judiciary, religious and traditional rulers, security chiefs, and women and the youth groups.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the extension of the tenure of the Comptroller General of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Kemi Nandap, until December 31st, 2026. Nandap, who joined the NIS on October 9, 1989, was appointed as Comptroller General on March 1st, 2024, with an initial tenure set to end on August 31st, 2025. A statement by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, on Monday said Tinubu commended Nandap for her leadership, noting improvements in border management, immigration modernization, and national security under her watch. He also reaffirmed his commitment to supporting the NIS in safeguarding Nigeria's borders and ensuring safe and legal migration. The Osun State government has warned traditional rulers in Ifon, Ilobu, and Eri-Osun communities of their consequences, including dethronement, should communal clashes persist in their domains. Governor Ademola Adeleke issued the warning on Monday following reports of renewed tensions in the conflict-prone areas. A statement signed by the governor's spokesperson, Olawale Rashid, cautioned against any attempt to exploit the recent relaxation of the curfew for renewed violence, stressing that the state government would not hesitate to take decisive action against erring royal fathers and other actors involved in the crisis. The governor emphasized that security operatives were accelerating their investigation of key figures suspected of fueling the conflict. He also reiterated that the peace agreements signed by community leaders must be upheld, warning that any breach would have serious repercussions. Adeleke clarified that the recent adjustment of the curfew was done on humanitarian grounds, noting that many innocent people were suffering due to the actions of a few individuals instigating violence. The Assistant State Woman Leader, South of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Margaret Ekpeyong Okon, has officially resigned from the party. Her decision comes barely 48 hours after Emana Emawe, the deputy governorship candidate for the 2024 general elections, also stepped down from the PDP. In a letter addressed to the ward chairman of Edem Odo Ward, Akpabuyu Local Government Area, Cross River State, Okon expressed gratitude for the opportunities and experiences she gained while serving the party. She reflected on her journey, which included roles as a ward executive member, councillor, and most recently as a member of the State Executive Council and Assistant State Women Leader for the South. This resignation adds to the recent political shifts in Cross River State following Amawe's departure, marking a notable development in the local political landscape. Troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wild Stroke, in collaboration with the Nigeria Police Force, have thwarted a kidnap attempt along the Takum-Jalingo Road. In a statement on Sunday, the acting brigade spokesperson, Captain Oni Olubudunde, said the success was made possible following a distress call from road users. Olubudunde said acting on the call, security operatives swiftly mobilized to Muji town, where armed kidnappers had ambushed an 18-seater Toyota bus. He said the troops on arrival engaged the criminals in a fierce gun battle using superior firepower that forced the assailants to abandon their captives and flee into the forest. 2 individuals identified as Yakubu Usman from Angwan Abuja in Takum and Godwin Peter from Angwanda in Kowa, according to him, were rescued. A statement added that the remaining passengers were able to continue their journey safely. Troops of the 6th Division Nigerian Army have arrested 39 suspected oil thieves and dismantled 18 illegal refining sites in a sustained crackdown against crude oil thefts and related crimes in the Niger Delta region. According to the Acting Deputy Director, 6th Division Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Anjuma Jonah Anjuma, the operation was conducted between March 24th and 30th, 2025 in collaboration with sister security agencies. In a statement, Anjuma said security forces also confiscated over 60,000 liters of stolen petroleum products and dismantled illegal refining infrastructure. He said the operations were carried out in Rivers, Bayelsa, and Akwa Ibom states. You're watching News Hour on Trust TV. The news continues after the break. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. In business, Nigeria's gas production will likely remain flat in the second quarter of this year. The Society of Energy Editors, SEE, has projected in its second quarter 2025 outlook for the Nigerian energy sector. Gas flaring penalties might tighten, forcing operators to invest more in gas utilization, as the second quarter outlook also predicted. The society said in the recently released projections that national gas production will likely remain unchanged, adding that there would be no major improvement in supply in the quarter unless key projects such as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, Shell Petroleum Development Companies, Ano Gas Plant, and the Obiafu, Obricom, Oben, OB3 pipeline come on stream. On gas exports, the society said the Nigerian liquefied natural gas, NLNG, which accounts for about 7% of the global LNG supply, was facing rising competition in the market, including from Mozambique, Tanzania, and the U.S. shale gas. It stated that Nigeria's LNG exports will remain steady at 20 million metric tons per annum MTPA unless major pipeline attacks occur, adding that spot LNG prices might rise, improving the country's revenues. The Nigerian electricity sector slowed in the fourth quarter of 2024, with the electricity production index declining by 1.64% year-on-year. Data from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says this marks a reversal from the 5.55% growth recorded in the third quarter of 2024. Average estimated electricity generation rose by 2.34% to 4,206.50 megawatts per hour from 4,110.47 megawatts per hour in the third quarter of 2024. Similarly, electricity consumption saw a modest increase of 2.63%, reaching 4,105.66 megawatts from 4,000.24 megawatts per hour in the preceding quarter. This is as the Nigerian economy witnessed widespread expansion in the fourth quarter of 2024, with 21 out of 22 subsectors recording positive growth. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, however, the subsector showed signs of recovery as the index rose by 22.50% compared to a significant decline of 49.46% in the previous quarter. The Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NETI, says it has recovered $4.85 billion from unpaid liabilities owed by oil and gas companies in the country. NETI's Executive Secretary, Orji Ogbonnaya Orji, disclosed this during a press conference at the weekend. He said the recovery is part of the total $8.26 billion or 9.33 trillion naira identified in NETI's 2021 oil and gas audit report. Orji noted that the development demonstrates the agency's commitment to transparency and accountability in Nigeria's extractive sector. According to him, while significant progress has been made in recovering funds, unresolved financial liabilities remain a major concern. He lamented that despite NETI's efforts to ensure financial accountability in the oil and gas sector, several companies continued to default on payments. The NETI boss urged the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) to take stronger enforcement actions against defaulters and adopt more stringent measures to prevent future revenue leakages. Away from Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have announced a new 0.5% levy on imported goods from Nigeria and other Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS member nations. The development, they said in a statement, comes as they seek to fund a new three-state union after leaving the larger regional economic bloc. According to an official statement by the trio, the levy was agreed on Friday and will take effect immediately. It will affect all goods imported from outside the three countries, but will not include humanitarian aid, the statement said. The move ends free trade across West Africa, whose states have for decades fallen under the umbrella of the ECOWAS, and highlights the rift between the three states that border the Sahara Desert and influential democracies like Nigeria and Ghana to the south. The three countries, each ruled by military juntas that came to power through recent coups in 2023, had established the Alliance of Sahel States as a security agreement following their exit from ECOWAS bloc. The head of the junta in Burkina Faso has pardoned 21 soldiers convicted of involvement in a failed coup in 2015, according to an official decree. The troubled West African country has been run since September 2022 by military leaders following a coup headed by Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Traoré announced an amnesty pardon in December last year for several people convicted over the 2015 attempt to overthrow the transitional government in place after the fall of former President Blaise Compaoré. 6 officers, including 2 former unit commanders of the former Presidential Guard, are on the list alongside 15 non-commissioned officers and rank and file soldiers. They were convicted at a military tribunal in Ouagadougou in 2019 for harming state security, murder, or treason. 2 generals considered the masterminds of the failed coup, Compaoré's former chief of staff Gilbert Diendéré and head of diplomacy D. Jibril Bassolé, were sentenced to 20 and 10 years in prison, respectively. Myanmar declared a week of national mourning on Monday after the country's devastating earthquake, as a death toll passed 2,000 and hopes of finding more survivors in the rubble of ruined buildings faded. National flags will fly at half-mast until April 6th in sympathy for the loss of life and damages from Friday's massive quake, the ruling junta said in a statement. The junta also announced a minute silence on Tuesday to begin at 12:51, 2 p.m., the precise time the 7.7 magnitude quake struck. The announcement came as the tempo and urgency of rescue efforts wound down in Mandalay, one of the worst affected cities and the country's second largest, with more than 1.7 million inhabitants. People prepared to camp out in the streets across Mandalay for a fourth successful night, either unable to return to ruined homes or nervous about the repeated aftershocks that rattled the city over the weekend. Some have tents, but many, including young children, have been bedding down on blankets in the middle of roads, trying to keep as far from buildings as possible for fear of falling. Mansri. It's now time for sports updates with Adeni Ajishafe.
The Aquatic Federation of Nigeria has congratulated Ebinga Collins Obi on his outstanding performance at the South Region Winter Swimming Championship at St. Raphael, France. Ebinga surpassed his personal best of 50-meter freestyle, 100-meter freestyle, 50 butterfly, and 100-meter butterfly to finish first in the 100-meter freestyle with a time of 50.80 seconds, in the 50-meter butterfly with a time of 24.41, second in the 100-meter butterfly with a time of 56.06, and third in 50-meter freestyle with a time of 23.46. Ebinga, whose scholarships program began in September 2023 at World Aquatics High Performance Training Center, Antibes, France, has shown great promise and is a perfect reflection of the structure put in place by the Aquatic Federation of Nigeria in the development of raw talent and getting Nigeria to podium finish in international competitions. The president of the federation, Chinoye Dafin Aliyu, commended the athletes for making Nigerian proud and praised the federation for ensuring the team's optimal performance on the international stage. And in football, after a 314-day absence, striker Tere Murphy made his long-awaited return to action. His last competitive appearance came in a 2-2 draw against Lille on 19 May 2024, the final day of last season. Coincidentally, Murphy returned to the same stadium where his OGC in his journey truly started, having scored his first 2 goals for the club away to Monaco on 26 February 2023. The Nigerian international completed his recovery from a crucial ligament injury and came off the bench in the 83rd minute of the derby as the Louis II. His 15-minute appearance marked a significant milestone, bringing joy to his club and fans as the season nears its conclusion. Since joining the game in early 2023, Tere Murphy has scored 20 goals in 53 appearances. The injuries sidelined him from Nigeria's African Cup of Nations and World Cup qualifiers. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajishafe.
And with that, we wrap up News Hour on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. Bye for now.